Kobe White is the greatest basketball player of all time. We're coming off a winning day. Let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and we have made it to the end of the week, baby. That's right, TGIF. We had a winning night. Finally, not a 1-1 or 2-2 day. We had a winning night, and we will talk about that here in a little bit. But I am honored to give you the news. It just came down from the front office. Kobe White has officially going to be in the Jabbo Hall of Fame for the 2023 season. That's right, baby. He got the job done. And like I said, we'll talk about that bets recap. But congratulations to Mr. White. What an accomplishment. We will have that ceremony sometime next week. So that was pretty awesome. But real quick, before we get into the video, let's bring up our new Jabbo MVP. There it is. We only got one new member today, so you get the entire page. All the attention is on you, and what a handle it is. At Twizzy2Scoops NFL, thank you very much for being a Jabbo MVP and supporting this channel. We appreciate it. For all those people that want to know how to join, you just click that join button below the video. It's only $2.99 a month. I'm not going to bore you with all the details. I'm not going to tell you how that's less than a dozen of eggs or less than a gallon of gas or anything like that. That would just be inappropriate of me to say that. No, I'm just joking, guys. I appreciate anyone who wants to support. It's not required, but we do appreciate it. So in this video, we got a big show for you. It's Friday, as you know. First, we start with the yesterday's recap, and then it's the centers day, baby. We talk defenses giving up the most points, rebounds, and assists to the center position. And then on Fridays, like always, we go inside the lines and talk against the spread and over-under teams. I give you my best bets. We got that Friday parlay to talk about, and we end it with the bets recap. So smash that like button, leave a comment below, help that algorithm, help this channel grow. We're chasing our first 20,000 subscribers. So thanks for all the support. Let's get into it, and starts with bets recap. There it is, the guy about to wear the orange blazer, Jabbo Hall of Famer Kobe White. 12 points going into the fourth quarter. Some of Discord is just letting loose on him, saying he's not going to get it done. He's a bum. It's rigged. Everything else. And Kobe White goes absolutely off in the fourth quarter. I don't even know what he ended with. I forgot to look. But he went over 20 and a half. And he went over decently easy in that fourth quarter. He is the freaking man. We are now 4-0 on Kobe White bets. Luka Doncic, this was a sweat-free winner. Thank you, Mr. Luka. Over 9.5 assists. He got that early in the third quarter. He was an absolute beast tonight. And the third bet, I added this, and I wish I didn't. Hopefully you hit that Jokic triple-double in the lean I talked about yesterday, because that hit, but I'm mad that I did not add it. It was between that and this one, and I screwed up. Michael Porter Jr. over 23.5 points plus rebounds. I got beat by another blowout. He never came in after being taken out halfway through the third quarter. That was it. His day was over. He played 23 minutes when he usually plays way more minutes than that. He had a rough first half and then started to get going in the third quarter, get some points, get some rebounds, got taken out, and just sat the rest of the entire game. Welcome to the NBA again. But you know what? It's 2-1 night, and we are now 44-32 on the player props, up 11.62, and on the season 60-48. Up 11.11 units. So let's keep it rolling. But before we get into the best bets, let's talk some centers. On the left are the defenses giving up the most points to the center position. This is all in the last 15 days, and there it is, the Washington Wizards. If you just go straight across that line, the reason they've been getting up a lot of points is because the number one on the right side, Joel Embiid, they played twice, I believe, in the last week, and he's averaging 40.8 points per game. But yeah, on the left, nothing real surprising there. Pistons, Spurs, 76ers, though, are also giving up a lot of points to the center position. And then on the right, Joel Embiid is just blowing everybody out of the water. It's unbelievable. I think he had like a 30-10 double-double at halftime last game. It was wild. And he plays the Pistons again. So for the fourth time in 5 games, he is playing either the Pistons or the Wizards. It's just wild. But Anthony Davis, 29.2, and then it's a big drop-off. Jokic only 21.8 in the last 15 days for points per game. Porzingis, Wemby, who is now a center, which we may talk about later, Vucevic, so on and so on. So that's the points per game for the centers. Let's go check out the rebounds, and look who's at the top yet again. The Washington Wizards giving up 18.66 rebounds to the center position in the last 15 days. And then over there on the right side, Wemby, look at that as a center now. He is averaging 14.6 rebounds per game. He's been a center for 3 games now. We hit a winner on him a couple games ago, but he's been a beast on the glass. And then we got Rudy Gobert right or tied with him, Domantas Sabonis, Anthony Davis. Nothing real surprising there. Valanciunas, Nurkic, all those guys. So actually, number 7 is a surprise. Moses Brown. I'm sure a lot of you guys know Moses Brown for the Blazers, but he's averaging 12 rebounds per game in the last 15 days. So let's check out assists. I know assists aren't a big stat for centers, but I think it can still help because you guys like to do PRAs in the total. So I figured it might just help to have all three every day. But most assists given up to centers, Rockets giving up 6.08, Clippers, Pelicans, so on and so on. And then over there on the right side, of course, Jokic leading the NBA with 10 assists per game in the last 15 days. And then Sabonis, Embiid, et cetera, et cetera. It kind of drops off quite a bit, especially after number 7, Zach Collins, who, by the way, is no longer in the starting role for the Spurs, as of right now at least. Wemby, Allen, and Gafford, I mean, they're only averaging a little over 2 assists per game, so nothing big there. But that's the center position. Take some screenshots. Hopefully this helps you get some winners or at least starts you on the right foot when you're looking at your research for that day. Like I say, every day is a new position. Monday starts with point guards. We go all the way to today for centers. So that's what we got. And before we start those best bets, let's take a peek inside the lines. All right, there were a few changes from last Friday. Obviously, records, ATS plus minus, and things like that. Some teams moved up, some moved down, but we still got the Brooklyn Nets 17-5-1 against the spread, the number one against the spread team in the NBA. If you are new to seeing this, ATS plus minus, it's the average amount of points that the team covers that spread by. So how well they're doing compared to what the market sets. The highest on this list looks like the Houston Rockets, covering the spread by 6.6 points per game at a 14-5-2 against the spread record. So those are the top 10 teams against the spread. Take a screenshot. Maybe it'll help you guys out. It usually should just be a part of your handicap. Nothing I show you should just be the end all be all. But hopefully this is just part of that handicap and you guys finding some good bets. So let's take a peek now at the over-under records. All right, there's a lot on this page. On the left side, we got the best 10 over teams in the NBA. Nothing's changed at number 1, the Indiana Pacers, 18-5. That is to the over. So that means 18 of 23 games have gone over, and they have gone over by 12.5 points per game. It is insane. Their totals are catching up now. They are getting close to 260. And we're going to talk about that one a little later. But Dallas Mavericks moving up 17-6 to the over now, up 3.7 per game. 76ers, they are scoring and scoring efficiently, and they're also not playing a lot of defense, actually. 17-6 ATS, and they are covering the over spread or the over total by 7.5 points per game. And then we go over to the under team. For a while now, it has been the LA Clippers leading the way, 7-15-1, which means 15 of the 23 games have gone under. Rockets, 14 of 21 have gone under. And then you see the minus number on the right side because that just means under. That's how much they've gone under by if it's minus. So yeah, that's the 10 list for the best over, best under teams. Hopefully, kind of gives you guys an idea. Some teams play better at home and away though, so make sure to check that out as well. So that's a peek inside the lines. Now it's time for the best bets. All right, my first bet takes us out to the nation's capital. We got the Wizards hosting the Indiana Pacers. Pacers -8, over under a ridiculous 258. That is not a misprint. I'm not going to bore you with ATS and over under numbers in this game. We already talked about it in this video. Some quick notes about it, though. We got Jordan Poole is questionable. And these two teams, my goodness, 27th and 30th in defensive rating, first and second as the two fastest paced teams in the NBA. And both teams are 29th and 30th in rebounding. It is absolutely insane. Now, if I had to lean a side or total, it'd probably be the over 258. But there is no way I can bring myself to bet an over that high. I'm going to stick with a player prop that I absolutely love. It is Mr. Kyle Kuzma, over 24.5 points at -122 on FanDuel. Now, if you watched my video on Thursday, you know the Pacers can't guard the power forward to save their freaking lives. They've given up 32.40 points per game to the power forward position in the last 15 days. Yes, Giannis just dropped 64 on them just recently, and that skewed the numbers a little bit, but that doesn't matter because over the course of the season, Pacers have given up the most points per game to the power forward position at 28.98 points per game. Let's talk about some power forwards that the Pacers have faced recently. How about Jeremy Grant, who dropped 34 on their heads? Giannis, 37 and the historic 64-point game. Pascal Siakam, 36 points. Asar Thompson, 20 points. He averages only 10.5 per game, so he doubled his points. All I'm asking for is Kuzma to go 2 more points over his average to get us a winner. That's right. That's all we need. in the best matchup possible. I mean, when you look at 24.5, you think it's a little high, but when you think about how many possessions and how many points and how much bad defense is on the court, it's really not that much. I'm going to be honest with you. I would not be shocked if Kuzma doesn't go for 30 plus, just like Grant did, just like Giannis did twice, like Siakam did, and I saw Thompson even got 20. So that's what I like. Give me Kuzma in a game full of a lot of transition, a lot of bad defense, a lot of possessions. He's at home. Give me Kuzma over 24.5 points as bet number one. All right, this next one takes us out to San Antonio, Texas. We got the Spurs hosting the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers minus 6.5, over under 232.5. Uh, Breaking news in this game. It's crazy. I was so shocked when I saw it, but AD, LeBron, both questionable. Just crazy. I know, mind boggling. Best bet in this game. I'm not going side. I'm not going total. I'm going back to the well. Give me Victor Wembanyama Wemby over 14.5 rebounds plus assists at minus 115 on DraftKings. So we've gone back to the well with Kobe White, and we've got some winners. Let's do it again with Wemby after a winner a couple days ago. He's playing the Lakers again for the second time in 3 nights. In that game last time, he had 15 RAs, just barely cashed for us. But he's changed his center position. It's absolutely humongous. He's been just raking on the glass since he changed his center position. He had 18 rebound chances versus the Lakers 2 days ago. He pulled down 13 of those rebounds since he took over at the center position, so just a couple extra games. He's averaging 23.7 rebound chances per game, the fourth most in the NBA. So Lakers are going to struggle a little bit more on the road, like they have been, even though the Spurs defense does suck. But I mean, some more missed shots, even if he gets up to 20, 21 rebound chances, that's absolutely huge for us. The other big question mark right here is AD. If AD doesn't play, I think Victor Wembanyama absolutely soars over this, and I think he goes over it in just rebounds alone. That's how good he's been. So we always have that chance. Now, obviously, if AD plays, I still like this bet. That's why I'm making it. But if AD is out, that's just another bonus for us. So Lakers, they may make adjustments. Wemby dropped 30 on them last time. So if they make some adjustments on Wemby, make him get rid of the ball a little bit, it could just lead to another couple more assists. We're not asking for a bunch of assists. I know the dirty work is going to be with the rebounding. I think his rebounding line is around 11 and a half or so. But let's hope Wemby just gets 15 rebounds and don't have to worry about assists. Gets us a winner. In the last 3 games at center, here's his rebounds plus assist numbers: 15 against the Lakers, 21 and 24. I mean, he has blown it out of the water. Lakers are obviously a decent team when it comes to rebounding, and with Anthony Davis at rebounding, or yeah, helping to defend him. But they're not like some elite top 3 team or anything like that. So give me Gumby to get 15 RAs as my second best bet. All right, my third and final bet before we get into the Friday parlay. Here we go. It's a player prop parlay. Trae Young, 10 plus assists. Brandon Miller, 2 plus threes. Give me minus 111 on DraftKings. Now, I saw around minus 130 last I looked on FanDuel. So I love the value here on DraftKings at minus 111. But let's talk about it. Trae Young, 10 plus assists. This guy is crazy when it comes to assists. He is averaging 18.4 potential assists per game. That is the second most in the entire NBA behind, of course, Mr. Tyrese Halliburton. He just played the Raptors 2 days ago, another rematch, and he got 17 assists. It's absolutely crazy. And there's a big reason for it. The Raptors giving up the most assists per game to the point guard position at over 11 per game. Over 11 on average. Trae Young is not your average assist point guard. He's averaging almost 11 assists per game on the season. I'm just asking for 10 on this parlay. If you can't do the alt line or you just don't want to, you could also take Trae Young. It's over 10 and a half assists. Now, sometimes when he gets around that 9, 10, 11, it gets a little tight. So I'm just going to drop it down to 10. But I don't mind it at 10 and a half. It was juiced, I think, though, to get 11 at like minus 125, minus 130. But that is an option too. So let's move on to Brandon Miller, 2 plus threes. He plays for the Charlotte Hornets, by the way. He is a rookie, and he's been playing some big minutes without LaMelo Ball. He has made. Now, we just need 2 plus threes. His line, by the way, was 2.5. We took it down 1 for this parlay. He's made 2 plus threes in 9 of his last 10 games. So I am making a bet here on something he's done 90% of the time in the last 10 games. And a big part of that is LaMelo Ball being gone, obviously. He's made 3 or more threes in 7 of the last 10 games. And he's taken 7, 8, and 10 threes in the last 3 games. I mean, this guy is jacking it up. If he shoots 8 threes, more than likely he's going to make at least 2 of them. Like I mentioned, the line is 2.5. I don't mind that either. I think he has a chance to make 3. Like I said, he's made 3 plus in 7 of the last 10. He's at home. He's going to shoot the ball. He's not afraid. He's playing in the mid 30s on minutes almost every single game right now. So volume's there. The minutes are there. just go knock down a couple threes. Brandon Miller, 2 plus threes. Trae Young, 10 plus assists as my third and final bet. And now let's move on to that beautiful Friday parlay. We've made it to the end of the week, which means it's time for that parlay, baby. Give me Joel Embiid, 30 plus points. Jonas Valanciunas over 11.5 rebounds, and the Suns -5. You get that at plus 386 on DraftKings. I'm going to talk about it briefly each leg. Embiid 30 plus points. My goodness, guys, he's just unbelievable. It really has been crazy. I think last game he had 30 points at halftime. I think he had 30 and 10. It was insane. He has the easiest matchup on planet Earth versus the Pistons, who are also down two centers, but they were already an easy matchup. He just put up 41 against them last game. Could have scored 60 if he played more. And that was the game I believe he had 30 at halftime. So I know the line is 16.5 or 16 in the point spread. It's going to be a blowout. I get that, but Embiid's been a part of a lot of blowouts. He still manages to get at least 30 points. It's absolutely crazy what he's doing. I think his line is at 34.5 too. I don't mind that. If the Pistons can keep it competitive at all, he's going to easily go over 34.5. But that's not a guarantee at all too. And by the way, this is Embiid. I may have already talked about it earlier this video, but he is playing a bunch of crappy teams lately. For the last 5 versus the Pistons and the Wizards is just insane to me. So I expect him to get 30 or more points. Next one, Jonas Valanciunas over 11.5 rebounds, plays for the New Orleans Pelicans. He's playing the Hornets. Absolutely dominated the Hornets lately. In the last 3 games against the Hornets, he has 19, 17, and 18 rebounds. There is no Mark Williams for the Hornets, which makes them even worse. And the Hornets are already giving up the 4th most rebounds to centers the last 15 days. They've struggled against centers for like a decade now, it seems like. So give me Jonas Valanciunas over 11.5 boards. And then the final one, Suns -5. This makes me uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie, because they didn't look great in their first game altogether, but we now have Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant all playing together. They lost to the Nets at home last game. I expect them to bounce back and show the world what they can actually do together on the floor. I know it's going to take time to gel, but hopefully they have a good game in this one. They're going to come out hungry. They need some wins, by the way. There's a long season. They're probably not that worried, but they need to start winning, start moving up the ladder. They're playing a team in the Knicks who you already know how I feel about the Knicks right now. I'm pissed off at them. I'm not even going to say I made this bet just because I don't like them right now. I actually think the Suns can take care of business. They're the more talented team. I don't know if the Knicks can slow down Kevin Durant and these boys in Phoenix. They couldn't even slow down Utah. I mean, that game was absolutely ugly. I expect the Suns to come out, play a much better basketball. They got Nurkic down low. They got the big 4. As long as they can just make some shots, and by the way, last game when they lost, they did miss quite a few threes against the Nets. So as long as they can make some shots here at home, I like the Suns to cruise to a win. Those are the 3 legs to the Friday parlay, the 3 best bets, and let's check out the bets recap. There it is, 3 bets in a parlay. Give me Kuzma over 24.5 points, Wemby over 14.5 rebounds plus assists, Trae Young 10 plus assists, Brandon Miller 2 plus threes, and the Friday parlay at plus 386. We got Valanciunas over 11.5 boards, Suns -5, and Embiid 30 plus points. If you have not checked out our NFL game bets video, it is a $50 giveaway for you to just put 2 words in the comment section. Go watch that video. $50, you got nothing to lose but a chance to win some money. So go check that out. NFL player props. I can't believe I'm saying it. 15-1 run after the Thursday Night Football winner. We have that video coming to you later tonight, and you'll get it Friday night. Remember, some games are on Saturday, so I'll let you know if I have any bets for Saturday. So that's what we got. Thank you for the support on these NBA videos this week. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone has a great Friday, and we'll talk to you soon.